What's up guys, it's Colbert here from the Colbert Vape Report, back here with another video, and today I have a kind of extreme box mod. This is the SMY 260 totally unnecessary wattage box mod. Before I get into specs and everything, I'll vape on it real quick. Right now I have it at 140 watts, 0.4 ohm coil. It's reading 7.4 volts. This is on the Tobe 26650 clone. So it vapes like a champ. So let me go over some specs here. You have a nice display here on the front with some tactile buttons, and you have a color of your choice, which is a mirror finish on the back. You have your button here that is clicky, but it doesn't sit out. Oops, I just turned it off. Well, it has a 5-click off and on. It has a magnetic back door. It can fire down to 0.3 ohms, and the sweet spot's about 0.35 to 0.4 to get the full 260 if you dare to vape that high. I might try for you guys, but I can't promise anything. It holds 3 18650 batteries. All the same batteries are recommended. Don't try to use different brands. It'll actually ask you if there are different model batteries whenever you turn it on. If there are, say, if you mixed EFS with VTCs or VTC4s with VTC5s, it can read the MOS, I'm guessing, and it tells you that you have two different model batteries. It does have a puff counter, although nobody uses it. The screen is LED. The wattage is adjusted via the plus and minus buttons here on the front. It does have a timed locking feature, which I will show you in the close-ups. It has a real-time voltage meter, a real-time battery life meter, and the chip runs cool, but it does have a temperature reading on the chip itself, and they recommend 30 amp batteries or higher. So, where did I find this? I found this at elementvape.com for about $137, so it's not too overly priced, but it's not cheap by any means. So, let's go down and take a closer look at the SMY 260. Alright, so here we have the SMY 260. You can see it's a little dirty. Let me show you the packaging here. While I'm thinking about it. It comes in a very nice little carrying case, so that hopefully you don't drop your mod when you're not using it. It does come with this nice cleaning cloth, which I should use more often to kind of buff up your screen there a little bit. You also get a charging cable, which I don't know where that went. You get your Phillips and flathead screwdrivers. You get some 26 gauge Kanthal. And you get your instruction booklet, which tells you everything you need to know. And that's about it for the packaging. It comes very, very nicely presented. And it also has like a little belt loop so you can carry it from your belt or your backpack and hope that nobody steals it from you while you're doing that. So here we have the screen. You can see we have no atomizer on here, so it shows that it is negative ohms right there. That is the chip temperature, the puff counter, the wattage, and the voltage it would be running at. I'll have to put a atomizer on here for you. So let's put this Tobe back on. Alright, so you can see now I put my Tobe on there, and it is reading 0.39 ohms, and it's showing 6 watts at 1.5 volts. So you just press the up arrow, and I don't know if this will go up to the full 260 because of my battery life, but we will see. It's not exactly a fast process, but it's not slow either. Alright, so right now with my current battery life and the amps on my batteries, it's allowing me to go to 205 watts. Let's fire. You can see there is about a 1 second delay before it fires. Press the button now. 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 So there's about a 1 second delay, and you can see that my wattage went down there. It's pulling down my wattage as my battery drops. So it's taking into account the amperage of my batteries and their life, and trying to give me longer battery life as I vape. Go into the menu system here. It's 3 clicks. There's the menu. First off, we have overtime protection. That's kind of like a puff shut off. You can go through here and change the times. Exit 1, 2, 3. Then you can power it off from right here. You have screen setting, which is how long it takes before the screen shuts off and locks itself. I set it at 10 minutes. Then you have vapor setting, which is manual mode or auto mode. I choose manual mode, but auto mode, it chooses how long you should vape and at what settings they recommend for you to use. I always use manual. The puff info, that's your puff counter. Power setting, I have it set in super mode. Super mode is what they is for over 80 watts. Normal mode is for 80 watts and under. It says warning, make sure you have batteries capable of 30 amps. Then you have your device settings. It shows your series, your serial number, your version number. And then you go back to the regular screen. So you can see your battery meter right here. You can see it drop down a little bit with a little bit of sag, but nothing too major. This button right here, it doesn't stick out very far, but it is clicky. I love clicky buttons. It does, however, have these little ridges that move around, and that kind of bugs me. I'd rather the button just be centered and work well. We have venting here on the side, just in case your batteries do decide to vent. Here you have your mirror back cover. You can see my nice camera there. And if we take off the back cover, it slides off, magnetic. You can see I have two VTC4s and an E-Fest in here, like I shouldn't. But you have all gold-plated contacts in here. All your electronics underneath here. Everything looks really good. It has pluses and minuses on each of these sleds, so you know which batteries go where. However, if you're having problems with this when you first get it, just pry these up a little bit, because these will eat your batteries. They will eat the wraps, excuse me. Here on the inside you have a soft little foam to keep your batteries safe, so that if your batteries do have bad wraps, then they won't arc off the metal box. And here on the bottom, we actually have USB charging. Yes, you can charge this with a USB charger. However, you cannot vape on it while it's charging, so you cannot use this as a pass-through. And that's really about it for the close-ups. Let's go back out to the regular view, talk about it, vape on it, and I will give you my final thoughts. So, the SMY 260, what do I think about it? Well, I really do like it. It does have a couple flaws, as in, like I said, the button is flat to the surface, but it is clicky. The 510 is adjustable, but it can be a little finicky, and that's only because these Tobe clones, the center pin is really janky in them, so that's the reason it doesn't work well. So it's not the mod's fault. I really like the color, the mirrored finish on the back, although it is very fingerprint prone. The menu system is very easy to use, and you do have the ability to go up to 260 watts if you have the batteries and the battery life to do so. It has a lot of safety features. It has the auto cutoff. It has the automatic lock after 10 minutes, which to unlock it, you hold the plus and minus. It reads down to 0.3. People can go, oh, well, I want to build lower. Well, that's the point of a regulated mod, is you can build higher and just push more volts through it. Right now, I just rejuiced this. I usually vape this at around 140 to 165, but for you guys, I'm going to run 0.4 at 202 watts. Let's go for it. It's a very, very hot, dense vape, but I love hot, dense vapes. And now it's saying I can only go to 200 watts. So that is another feature that some people might not like, is that it steps you down as your battery life goes down. So it won't let you run 260 watts when your batteries are at 30% life. It does this so that you can still keep vaping while your batteries are going down in power. With 3 batteries in here at about 140 watts at 0.4, I'm usually averaging almost a full day's use, and that's pretty good for very high wattage vaping. But your mileage may vary if you vape less or if you use a lower wattage. Now, safety concerns, I haven't really seen anything that would... I haven't really noticed anything that would make me consider this a safety hazard. You have to know Ohm's law, you have to know battery safety, you have to have safe batteries. It even asks you, once you go into super mode, if you have 30 amp batteries. So, try to make sure that you have the 30 amp batteries that it's asking you to have. Overall, if you want a lot of wattage and you want 3 batteries, it is huge, it is heavy, but it's my desk mod, it's my vape shop mod, it's not my go drive around mod. It's the SMY 260. You can find it for around $130 to $150 depending on where you go. I am Colbert from the Colbert Vape Report. I will see you in my next video, and as always,